Marketing and building your caseload. I'm so glad to have you joining today. My name is Ariana Rosenberg, and I'm our provider success manager here at Tava. Um, and my job is to work with you as you're building your practice, figuring out how to use the Tava platform and how to help it help your practice grow by using the Tava platform and make the platform work for you. So as we're getting started, if you want to go ahead and jump in the chat, introduce yourself, tell us where you live, what kind of practice you're hoping to build. We have clinicians joining us from all over the country and using Tava in a variety of ways. So you may be looking to build a part-time practice. Maybe you're looking to add a few extra hours on top of a job that you already hold, or maybe you're looking to build a full-time practice on Tava. Tell us a little bit about it. Tell us about where you're joining from and what brought you to therapy. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I live in Boston, and before joining Tava, I was working in nonprofit management and also in private practice. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started here in a few minutes. It looks like we may have some more people joining us. So today we're going to talk through a couple of different things. We're going to talk about what success looks like for each of you, how you can use your Tava profile, called your Harmony profile, to build your practice, how you can increase your referrals from Tava, but also how you can bring your own clients to Tava, and how you can build a private practice, and some different ways that you can market yourself. I like to frame this discussion starting by thinking through some of the goals that you have in your private practice. Sometimes marketing can feel a little bit overwhelming as you're getting started, especially as a clinician. This often isn't something that we talk about in school, and dipping your toe into the world of private practice can feel a little overwhelming. And to understand how much marketing you need to do, how to best use your marketing dollars, you can kind of start first by thinking about how many referrals you need each month to stay busy. So if you're looking to build a full-time practice, we typically see that you need somewhere between 4 and 5 referrals a month to stay busy. And if you're part-time, maybe somewhere between 10 and 15 hours a week, you typically need like 2 to 3 referrals a month to stay busy. Think through how many clients you want to be seeing each week, how much money you want to be earning each year, how many days you want to work. Do you want to work from home, in an office? How much vacation are you hoping to take? And what your career goals are. Why are you hoping to do a private practice? What type of client are you wanting to work with? Are you looking to specialize in a specific niche? Are you one day hoping to bring some associates onto your practice or build out your practice more? Do you want to become a voice in a particular niche or specialization? All of those things will kind of inform the marketing that you do and the way that you market yourself. So Tava started as a way to help clinicians better manage a private practice and make it a little bit easier and simpler. Typically, if you're starting a private practice, maybe you need access to all of these different types of systems, a HIPAA compliant video software, a payment software, a note-taking software, and Tava combines all of those things into one place. So you can use our free electronic medical record with all of your clients, your private practice clients and your Tava referred clients. You'll see that they all land on your schedule. And we take care of the paperwork, the billing, the coding, the claim submission, et cetera, for all of your clients, regardless of if they're a private practice client that you've brought onto Tava or if they're your own client through a Tava referred client. And you do your therapy, you write your notes, and we take care of everything on the back end. Our virtual telehealth platform is also included for free. We collect client credit cards when they sign up with us. So any no-show fees or cash pay can be billed immediately. We verify that your clients are in network with you before they can schedule. And we also have a care navigation team that can answer phone calls from clients. Your clients have access to that support line. And this is helpful for clients who kind of like that front desk service feeling of a practice. So some of the benefits for you, we handle any claim audits. We're handling the invoicing, coding, and billing. If you've ever worked with insurance before, you know the headache that can come if 9 months into working with a client, you get something from your insurer who says, I'm not going to cover these sessions. And then you have to navigate that within the therapeutic relationship and figure out how to have the client pay, et cetera. That is such a headache. And we don't want you to have to deal with that. We want to remove some of that frustration or liability of working with insurance. So any claim audits that happen, we handle, and you're still paid every 2 weeks, regardless of whether or not a claim has processed. So if you see a client, if you complete the session, you'll be paid for that session. Um, so you can access all of those tools by using your Tava website link. And you can invite some existing clients to the platform, or you can bring on new clients. So I'm actually going to jump in here to our demo account. So this account here is not a real provider. There is no HIPAA protected information being shared here from clients or from the provider. So when you log on to your Tava profile, you'll probably land on the scheduling page. And you'll see on the left-hand side here, there's a tab that says clients. So you can click on that list, and this is going to show you your client list. When you first join the platform, you may not have anybody on this list yet, or maybe you might be getting a few Tava referrals. Maybe you've already added some clients. So you'll notice that you'll have the client's name, you'll have a column that shows their last appointment, their next appointment, and then there's this section that shows referral. This shows where the client has come from. If you've brought them on yourself, it'll say myself, and that's your private practice client. All of those clients are the clients that you will get the higher rates with. So that's anyone who comes through this little add client button here, or through your practice website, which we'll talk through in a minute. And then you'll also see the Tava referred clients. Those might be the EAP clients or clients that Tava has referred over to you in your practice that you see for your Tava rate. In the top right-hand corner here, there's an add client button. And so if you have any clients that you're already seeing, or maybe you're bringing over from previous practice, maybe you're joining Tava to kind of consolidate and put everything in one place, have your note-taking software in one place, have your schedule in one place, and just kind of manage everything from one place, then you can add your existing clients here. Maybe you're joining from a group practice, or maybe you already have some referrals. If I click this button, it's going to show me that I can add in the client's information by adding their first name, last name, date of birth, email, the information that you have for them, if you have their payment method. And once you've completed that information and filled that out and clicked add client, that's going to generate an email to them to invite them to finish their intake paperwork. You'll see them show up on your client list, and you'll be able to schedule an appointment with them. The other way that you can add clients is through your practice website. So you can see over here that there's this little link I can grab. I can click share, and that's going to copy the link to my practice website. I can also go to my profile, and I can click on my practice website here underneath my name and profile photo. And this is what your practice website will look like. This is going to show the cash rate that you have set. It will show you if you're accepting Tava networks or Tava referrals. It will also show if you're credentialed with insurance, and there will be a little drop-down menu here that shows all of the insurances you accept. On this page, clients can schedule directly with you. And any client that comes through this page, which is kind of internet facing, anyone has access to this, will be your private practice client. So this page is really going to be the bread and butter of your marketing. This is what you want to share with as many people as possible. This is what you want to get in front of as many potential clients as possible. On your profile, anything here that says visible to clients is also going to show up on your practice website page. So within here, you'll have a written bio, you'll have your video bio. I highly recommend filling out everything as robustly as possible that says visible to clients. That just makes your private practice website that much more accessible. It helps clients get to know you that much more. And it also helps with the Tava referral network. If you're hoping to see Tava referred clients, we typically see that clinicians who have a video bio in their account see a 30 to 40% increase of client bookings. And I think that's because clients they want to get to know you. They want to feel like you're a good fit. And it's one more thing that they can kind of know about you before meeting with you. And so that can be very helpful. So you can share your Tava practice link really anywhere you want to. If you have an existing website and you kind of want to use that website for your marketing, you can still link your Tava practice link on your website. You can create a little scheduling button, or if you have a scheduling page, you can link your Tava website there, and then you can use your website in your marketing. You can also just use your Tava website in marketing if you don't want to make a website or pay for a website. You can add it to an email footer, so that might look something like this. If you have an email that you regularly communicate with clients with, you can have a link that says schedule a session with me here. That makes it really easy for your clients, referrals, or potential referral partners to help clients schedule with you. You can also add it to social media pages. You can add it to any therapy directory pages that you have. And we'll talk through all of these ideas today. A question that I get a lot from clinicians is, what about social media? Should I be doing social media? Should I use social media in my marketing? And this really just comes down to you and the practice that you are building. And I think what's most important is to kind of go back to what we talked about at the beginning. How many referrals do you need to keep your practice busy? And kind of count backwards from there. I typically hear from most clinicians that choosing like 2 or 3 ways to really lean into marketing helped them to build their practice. Maybe that was like choosing a therapy directory and then leaning into social media. Maybe it was leaning into networking and therapy directories, but kind of figuring out what the 2 things are that you really want to invest your time and any marketing dollars into as you're getting started. And then see where that takes you. See if that helps you to fill your caseload or if you need to scale up or scale back from there. With social media, I think most important is to be authentic to you and your practice. If you're someone that like loves posting on social media, you love creating reels, you love creating videos, you love creating TikTok videos, then like go for it. If that's what you want to do, then the more power to you, and creating that content can also be something that helps you build your brand. If you're someone that is not that way, you hate posting to your own social media, you barely check it, then maybe this is not something that's going to be super enjoyable for you to regularly update or use. And kind of see what you want to do, see what you want to lean into with your practice and with social media. And this is also going to depend heavily on what type of practice you're building. So we have a couple different people joining us today. We have Alyssa, welcome, located in Dallas. Congratulations, she recently got her LCSW a year ago, looking to potentially build a private practice. Currently, you work full-time job, and you love that. So just kind of like exploring the private practice world. Awesome. We're so glad to have you here. And you work a PRN at the local inpatient psych hospital. That's amazing. You've got quite a lot on your plate. We're so glad to have you here at Tava, Alyssa. So depending on what your schedule is, depending on the practice that you're building, if you're like Alyssa and you're already working a full-time job, or if you're someone who's joining and maybe you're working part-time somewhere else and you're looking to start a part-time practice and maybe turn it into a full-time practice, or you're going all in a full-time practice, the amount of marketing that you're going to do is going to shift a little bit, and the time that you're going to devote. A couple of ways that anyone can use social media. Joining consultation groups can be a great way to connect with other clinicians and to find potential referrals. This is an example of a consultation group on LinkedIn. You can jump on LinkedIn, you can join this group. You can also find them on Facebook or other social media sites. And so this can be a really great way to connect with other clinicians, get some of that case consultation, build a referral network with other clinicians within your area who maybe have different specialties than you. And this can also be a great way to find referrals from those clinicians. Sometimes when a clinician is moving, or if their clients are moving, or if there's someone they're seeing that doesn't fit within their specialty, they'll jump on here and they'll post like, hey, is anybody able to see this client? You can just drop your website link onto that and find clients and referrals that way. Another place where you can go for a referral network within Tava, we have a clinician community. You can find this under help resources here on your left sidebar. If I click on community, it'll pull open our Tava community. And we do have a referrals page within our community. If you've joined already, this will look familiar to you. If you haven't seen this page before, all of our Tava providers have access to this community. You should have received an email when you started. And if not, I'm going to be putting my email in the chat at the end today. And so you can reach out to providersuccess@gmail.com and you can ask for the link to join this community, or for any questions about accessing it. So we have a lot of providers jump in here who will share when they have a client that they're referring out for whatever reason, or if they're looking for clients. And so I recommend going in here. There's plenty that have 0 comments and are looking to match a client with a provider. And Jackie, thanks so much for joining us, joining from Las Vegas, working currently in a few positions, starting private practice, and kind of trying to transition out of other people's agencies. I hear that Welcome. That's something that I love about clinical work, that it's so broad. You can do so many different things with it. You can kind of have your hands in a variety of positions and opportunities. So we're glad to have you here at Tava. If you're looking to find new clients and work with new clients, again, you're going to really be using that private practice website link and sharing it as broadly as possible. And one place that you can do that is on therapy directories. So here's an example of a therapy directory page on Psychology Today. Psychology Today is one of the more affordable options for listing yourself in a therapy directory. It is also one that has some of the highest client traffic. So there are a lot of clients that land on this page, and it can be a good way to kind of get your face in front of as many potential clients as possible. And there's a few things you can do to optimize your Psychology Today page if you'd like to build one. First, have a really clear photo that shows who you are, shows what you look like, ideally a high quality photo. Have a bio that shares a little bit about you and your practice, maybe the way you like to connect with clients, the type of modalities you use, and then also share some things about you. You can see in this example here, this clinician has shared, when I'm not doing therapy, you'll likely find me in the kitchen, baking, bargain shopping, or sneaking a pack of Oreos. Those are the kinds of things that can also help clients feel more connected with you and see kind of this like human side of their therapist. Adding photos of your practice can also be helpful. So something like this, where if you have an office photo or another relevant photo to your practice, there's a lot of spots for quotes on site today. So adding some of these types of things in, check out my most up-to-date availability on my website. And definitely add insurance. If you are accepting insurance, add the individual names of the plans that you accept, because that can really help clients to find you. A lot of clients go on site today looking for a clinician that accepts their insurance. So they're going to search like Blue Cross Blue Shield, Texas, San Antonio, or something like that. And if you're listed in Texas, you accept that health plan, then you'll show up on the list. And if you've listed the health plan specifically, you're going to show up higher on the list. Google Business is another page that you can create. You can actually make a Google Business page for free by going to google.com/business/. And this is a place where you can list your practice, you can connect to your website. Google Business is most effective if you have an in-person office location. However, it can still be an effective way to market yourself and share your practice if you have a virtual location only, and you can list yourself as virtual or as a service business, so you don't have to have an address in order to create a listing. One of the biggest things about Google Business is that this is a top place that people search for specialty healthcare and mental health care. So clients are going to go to Google Business and search something like mental health provider near me. And if you are a clinician that is listed in their area, you're going to pop up on the list, and what clients are looking for is reviews. So this is a great way to connect with maybe former clients, connect with your network, and see if you can kind of build up a review base. So you could reach out to former clients, you can send them your Google Business page, you can say something like, hey, I'm reaching out because if like this is where you can find my practice now if you're ever interested in therapy again, and if you feel comfortable, I'd love to have you leave me a review. You can also reach out to clinicians that you've worked with, maybe people that you worked with in former settings, or maybe that you went to grad school with, who have seen you practice, and you can share your Google Business page with them. You can ask them to leave you a review on the way that they saw you practice. And that can mean a lot to clients to see these endorsements from other clinicians. Something like, this clinician is really empathetic, works well with their clients, and really cares about their work and is highly trained, can mean a lot to a client who's landing on a review. And it can be a great way to help each other as clinicians. Sometimes it's tricky to know how to support each other in our private practices and building our business. And this is one way. Therapy Den is another place where you can create a therapy listing and list yourself. This is a free site. And again, it's about kind of getting your practice in front of as many potential clients as possible. So I would recommend listing yourself on these free sites as you feel like you can kind of manage the emails and traffic that might come from them. Choosing Therapy is another one. And Health Grades is another one. And then networking. This is something that I think we hear a lot as clinicians that is necessary for building a private practice, but it can feel a little bit overwhelming. So as you start networking, I recommend kind of thinking about where your ideal client is, who your ideal client is, where they might land, the types of people they might be working with or seeing, and building relationships with those people. So as you're getting started, you're also probably going to have people that you need within your network to refer out to. So maybe if you ever need to refer clients out for medication management, you want to have some psychiatrists or general practitioners within your network. You can reach out to offices, share that you are looking for someone to refer out to when your client is in need of medication management. And a lot of times those referrals end up going both ways, as those practitioners are looking for someone who can see their clients on a more regular basis. Maybe if you're practicing it with teenagers, you might be connecting with school counselors. If you're working with young adults, you might be connecting with university counseling centers. You can look at other community programs, other therapists, community and religious leaders, any former and current clients. You can look at nonprofits in your area. Really just think about where your clients are, the types of organizations they might be frequenting, and start to build relationships with those places. I would also recommend doing kind of one-time posts on your social media sites, announcing your practice. Here's an example of one on LinkedIn. And if you are interested in getting these slides, put your email in the chat here. I will send them out to you after this webinar today, and you can have the slides to access in some of these templates here. So here's an example of maybe what you might post to LinkedIn, announcing your private practice, something similar to Facebook. Great, thank you. I see your emails coming through in the chat. So if you are posting on your personal Facebook page, you won't be able to see your friends and family as a clinician, but they often have friends or family or acquaintances who might come to them and be asking, hey, do you know anyone who practices therapy, or do you have any referrals or recommendations? And if they've seen your post, that'll be in their mind and they're like, oh yeah, I know that this person practices. I trust them. I know that they're good therapists, and they can send you referrals. So a lot of referrals can come from these types of one-time updates. You can also post when you're accepting new insurances on LinkedIn or that sort of thing. And you can also send out an email to friends and colleagues. Here's a template for what it might look like to reach out to other providers. I think having this kind of generosity first mindset is helpful as you're connecting and creating these relationships. I'm a local mental health therapist. I realize I need someone to refer to when a client is experiencing blank. From what I saw online, it seems like you'd be a great fit. Can we chat for a few minutes? And you can do the same thing with other therapists. And everything we've talked to today, I think, can also be influenced by your niche and your specialty. And you can take whatever your niche and your specialty is and implement it in and input it in all of the marketing that you're doing in these areas. So if you're interested in having a niche or having a specialty, or maybe you already have one, use that as your marketing. Include the information about your niche and the areas that you practice in your therapy directory listings and any pages that you make on your Tava page. Include it in your social media posts, and maybe you're creating content around that specific niche. Something that I hear from clinicians is that they can be a little bit nervous about delving into a niche or specialization because it feels like you are isolating some clients, or that you might not reach more of the generalized clients and they might be too specific. I think it's a very real fear. What I typically hear is that specializations actually increase the number of clients that you receive to your practice, and you just get more of your ideal client. You're able to see more of the clients that you really enjoy seeing, but that you still also get some of those generalized clients coming to your practice as well, and that the specialty does not deter them. So if you're interested in specializing, first identify some of your passionate areas, figure out what clinical areas align with your expertise and passion, do some local market research, figure out what the demand is, reach out to therapists, investigate that niche in your area, do some networking collaboration with therapists in your niche or even outside of your niche so you can refer to each other, obtain any certifications and expertise that you need to practice in that niche, and then market all of those things. Showcase that expertise, put it in all of your bios, put it in your video bios, include it in your website, emphasize your unique qualification. You can also use it as a way to kind of build your business. Maybe with some of your networking partners, you can put on a free webinar or a free training for them in a particular area of mental health. And that can be the kind of thing that eventually drives clients to your practice. You can do something like that on Facebook as well. And eventually those can even be things that you charge for as you build your practice and as you build your expertise. One way that Tava helps you to kind of specialize or share your niche is through our Tava Health blog. Here are some topics that we're currently looking for. We love when our clinicians write for our blog or are interested in writing for our blog. If you have any other mental health topic that you're interested in, we are interested in all mental health topics. The goal is to provide high quality evidence-based content. So you can submit an article that's informative, approachable, and is relatable while maintaining professionalism. It should generally be between 600 and 2,500 words, so broad. And you can submit your blog to blog@tavahealth.com. We will review it, send over any edits that need to be made, and a publication decision. If your blog is published, then we will publish it on the Tava blog, and we will also include a link to your private practice page. So any clients that land on your page will be directed to your private practice, and cash clients and insurance clients will come to your page as your private practice client. So this can be a way that we can help you build your business and kind of help you grow your voice and your specialization. And you can also share that blog post as widely as you would like. And if you have any questions about the blog, please email blog@tavahealth.com. So from our discussion today, think through a couple of things that you can implement as you're building your private practice. Think through things that you want to do, maybe those like 2 to 3 marketing areas that you really want to lean into as you're getting started in your private practice. And start working on those. You can also meet up with me. You can schedule an appointment with me or our provider success team to talk through your goals. I'm happy to review any content that you've created or marketing pages that you have if you'd like any feedback or you have questions about marketing. And we have a couple of minutes now. If anybody has any questions, you can throw them in the chat. You can jump on audio. And thank you so much for joining today. I'm going to be sharing my email here in the chat. So if you also have questions you'd like to email after, you can.
You're going to send us this whole slide deck or just the specific ones that we asked for? I don't even remember what that was.
Yeah, good question. So I'll send over a PDF of this slide deck. So it'll have
awesome
all the content
okay
for today.
Cool. Awesome. And then I do have a question. I don't know if this is for you or what, but will someone, like, can we reach out to someone if because we need to do a 1099, right? Like the tax stuff with all of this. Is that something that you guys help us with? I've never even looked at that, so I don't know if that's a normal question.
That's a great question. I would recommend reaching out to our clinical ops team, and that's clinical
just
ops.
that email.
Yeah,
okay.
at tavahealth.com. And they can give you direction on if they can help
awesome.
with that or if there's someone that can help support with
cool. Okay.
Platform. Yeah.
Awesome.
Great question. All right. And thank you both of you for joining. Jackie, I saw you said no questions. I'll get these slides sent out to you. Feel free to email if you have more questions as you're building and marketing your practice. Yeah, and good luck as you're getting started.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.